Hello again, friends! Welcome back. My name is Oscar Montesiga. I'm a certified wine and spirits instructor for the International Wine and Spirits Guild. And we are at the Boost Library here at Runcorn Vintage Academia. Today I bring you two cocktails. And they're pretty classic cocktails, pretty old school. Really, one is the most classic, the other one is a variation of that cocktail. And today I bring you a Brandy Alexander. So the Brandy Alexander really kind of has its origins in the 1920s. It's one of those cocktails that doesn't really have a true defined history. It really, has a few origin stories. One of them being the story that it was served as an honor to Princess Mary and the Viscount Lascelles. Also, it's reported to have been invented possibly in New York City by a bartender named Alexander something. I'm blanking on his last name. Potentially, it is a cocktail that possibly might have been named by Alexander or for Alexander II. The last Tsar of Russia, who basically was Tsar until his death in 1881. Also, the Brandy Alexander is John Lennon's favorite cocktail. He was introduced to it in the 1970s. So, you can see from the 1920s to the 1970s where this cocktail had some sort of popularity in general amongst certain circles and for certain reasons. The Brandy Alexander, which I'm gonna bring you first, we're gonna serve straight and up. So it's gonna be served in a chilled coupe. So I'm chilling my coupe with ice and ice water. And you basically need 3 ingredients. And the Brandy Alexander is the base cocktail for a family of cocktails that are fairly similar, and they tend to have only 3 ingredients. So first, into the top of my shaker, I'm gonna bring in 1 ounce of heavy cream first. So 1 ounce into the shaker, heavy cream, heavy whipping cream. Crème de Cacao, and Crème de Cacao is a chocolate liqueur basically, so it gives you a chocolate flavor. Crème de Cacao, 1 ounce, and all these cocktails are equal parts, 1 ounce of everything. So 1 ounce cream, 1 ounce crème de cacao, and 1 ounce cognac, and that is typically the traditional brandy that goes into the Brandy Alexander. So cognac, 1 ounce. I'm using Pierre Ferrand, the 1840 formula from the Premier Cru of Pierre Ferrand, and that's it. You have it done, made all along. 3 ingredients: cognac, crème de cacao, and heavy cream. So, with ingredients, go into a shaker and shake it up to wake it up, not to put it to sleep. You see that soft film, the frosty film forming over the shaker? That means it's cold enough, and you want to shake this as long as you can, hard, for as long as you can, because you're going to be serving this cocktail straight and up, so without any ice, and you want to keep it as cold as you can, right? All right. So lastly, strain into a coupe. And the reason you're also shaking vigorously and hard and heavy is because the fact that you have a milk or a dairy ingredient in this cocktail. So you want to make sure that milk is well incorporated with the alcohol. And lastly, the garnish for Brandy Alexander, ground nutmeg. So basically you have this very nice, pretty, creamy white cocktail with freshly ground nutmeg on top, typically. Cheers. Delicious. You can taste the crème de cacao, the chocolate influence, but really it's pretty heavy on the cognac influence, the cognac flavors that are basically the wood, the vanilla, the apricots, the pears and apples, the raisin. So the brandy really comes through the Brandy Alexander. However, it's obviously a cocktail that has a time and place. It's a cocktail that you should enjoy either with dessert or as dessert. It's a digestive, it's a closer, it's really to finish the meal and the evening, the night. If you're having it with dessert, pretty simple. Keep it classy and simple, like a creme brulee or a flan or a panna cotta, and it'll be a nice bridge. For your pleasure, the Brandy Alexander. So the Brandy Alexander, again, it's like a father drink. So I'm gonna bring you a variation of it. So in this shaker, I'm gonna combine, again, 1 ounce of everything. And I have 1 ounce heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, 1 ounce crème de cacao, and traditionally you want to use a white crème de cacao. They make both variations, the dark and the white crème de cacao. I don't have any white crème de cacao, so you're getting the dark. But the last ingredient, it's what should give it its color, and you have a green crème de menthe. And also, crème de menthe comes in white and green formats. And I'm gonna use the green crème de menthe. And we'll see how it comes out. I don't know that it's gonna be pretty bright green, but we shall see. So wet ingredients combined with ice. And again, this is gonna be served straight and up into a coupe. Give it a shake. Again, you're combining heavily because you want that cream to combine well with the alcoholic ingredients. And it looks like we did a good job there. Straighten up into a coupe. And this is called the Grasshopper. And traditionally, the Grasshopper has a white crème de menthe, but looks like a slightly like a light color crème de cacao did not affect the color of the crème de menthe. Most traditionalists will garnish this Grasshopper with freshly ground nutmeg, just like they did the Brandy Alexander. But today, and because it's a Grasshopper, so it lives outdoors, I have for you freshly picked, just a minute ago, a freshly picked chocolate mint leaves. So I'm gonna give them a slap and lay that on top. The Grasshopper for your pleasure. Wow. Those are bright, highly aromatic, you know, the chocolate mint. And the cocktail itself is a creamy chocolate mint cocktail. So it's almost as if you diluted, or if you let melt chocolate mint ice cream. That's really what you have. They're both wonderful drinks, both great with dessert, great both as dessert. They're both great. Just depending on your flavor preference, if you want something bright and green and herbaceous, or something a lot more earthy and rustic. There's you know, other variations like the pink squirrel. They're really fun drinks, and there's also bartenders that make another variation. If you ask for a frozen Alexander, they may actually blend it with ice cream. So with ice cream, they're blending typically some brandy, some crème de cacao. Instead of the milk, they're blending ice cream, of course. But they're fun drinks because they're refreshing, but they're also very tasty. And they're on their own right great as dessert, or great with dessert, depending on your dessert choice. So, you know, I've always been a fan of the Brandy Alexander, but I'm also a huge fan of chocolate mint ice cream. And today this is the winner. Even though it's slightly sweeter, because you're using two liqueurs essentially and no alcohol, two liqueurs with alcohol but not you know, heavy alcohol like cognac. Two liqueurs and the cream make it a little sweeter, but the flavor combination of chocolate and mint, for me today, that is the winner. And I'm also lucky to be growing chocolate mint in the garden. I guess if you don't have chocolate mint, you can just garnish with fresh mint if you had that, or peppermint if you grow peppermint and mint. Feel free to garnish with that. And again, if you don't have that, you can also use the ground nutmeg, which is a classic garnish for it. But I'm torn. I mean, well, I'm not really torn. I like the Grasshopper. Great dessert drinks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like the video so other people can see what we're tasting. And please leave me any comments if you have any questions or comments about the drinks, any questions about cognac, crème de cacao, crème de menthe, or any other cocktail, and what you want to see next. I'll be happy to explore those topics with you. But thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and cheers.